In this video, I'll share with you a secret that other people may not have found it, or they may just don't want to tell you. So no matter if you are a day trader to trade stock, or if you are doing the mid-term or long-term investment in stock market, this video will be valuable for you and also will give you very good potential to earn more wealth. And in this video, I'll describe 3 powerful tools that are capable of predict the stock price high and low for any stocks and for any time frame you choose. So no matter if you choose daily chart or weekly chart or monthly chart or even 60 minutes chart or 15 minutes chart, or somebody if they are really doing some day trade and doing some kind of minute trades, and this tool is also good to capture those kind of high and low even for 5 minutes charts. So I'll show you these powerful tools. So other people probably don't have this kind of a tool. They haven't found out this kind of a secret to predict the high and low, or if they are a big firm or no some kind of similar tools, but they don't want to share with you. So stay tuned and watch the whole video. You will find it very interesting. There's 3 tools. So the first is the High-Low Pro tool. So that can predict the high and low very accurately in the current time frame you choose. So the second one is the prediction model. I have used this prediction model to predict the next week's or early next week's high and low in many YouTube videos. So if you watch previous videos, you will get a better idea about all those details. The third one is a trade map. So all 3 tools, they have the prediction function. They either can predict the high-low for the current time frame or for the current and the future time frame. So, and also they can be used to analyze the high-low prediction for any stocks you choose. And this was developed using AI algorithm and developed in TradeStation using the easy language, and TradeStation users can currently use these tools, can be easily incorporated into their workspace, and then this tool can automatically draw or generate all these kind of trend lines and the effective target high and the target low trend lines that will show the trends, will also show the target high and the target low for the current time frame. So when the stock price is fluctuating in that time frame. So TradeStation is a very popular stock trade platform. March last year, there's almost like over 226,000 total TradeStation customer accounts. So there's a lot of users in TradeStations, and TradeStation can also have the capability to generate just a simulating trade, so or the live trade. So that means if you don't want to spend the actual money to trade, and you can you first use the simulator, means you are not spending actual money, but you use all live data, and so you can also load this trend lines, so you can practice the this kind of trading in the simulator. And after you get familiar with this kind of trend lines and the tools, and then you can use the live trading function in TradeStation. And in TradeStation, if you right-click in your workspace, right-click the mouse in your workspace, you can easily activate the chart analysis. That means all these chart are plotted, and you can just easily use the control click to submit to buy stocks, or use the Alt plus click the mouse, and then you can sell stocks. So it's very easy to just realize the fluctuation of the stock price, and compared with this kind of predicted target high and target low, and then it's easy to make a decision when it reaches high or reaches low. So the secret is to buy at low and to sell at a high price. So this tool, for example, this is the Hilo Pro model. So Hilo Pro tools can generate this kind of trend lines and automatically, and when the first data is received, then this point at for different trend lines are already generated. So just after the first data point is received, so that means after it is opened, and then all these trend lines, the tips of these trend lines are generated. So you will know the fluctuation range. For example, if it's open here, and the most immediate high is the upper level for this yellow trend line. So especially when it opened below this yellow trend line, and the previous day, the previous time frame is moving down. So when it is opened below this yellow trend line, so it went to increase a little bit to touch this high, to this yellow trend line. So it's typically the high price. It's a high of the daily high, and then it will try to find the support, and it will try to move down to the next level of blue line, and the next level, if it can hold the price, and then it will drop the continuous drop. And for this kind of continuous increase after a few days, or even after a few weeks, and if it started to drop, it could happen to drop all the way down to the bottom trend line, the bottom blue trend line. So it will go to this low price region and try to fluctuate around this the low price region or low blue trend line region. So it will have some kind of a struggle around this blue trend line region, and because it will have a more tendency to continuous drop. So if you see for all this previous historic data, so you see all these trend lines, because as I mentioned, all these trend lines are generated after the first data point is just received for the current time frame. So that means all these target high and target low are predicted because it's just start out after one data point in the current time frame. So it's a predicted target high and target low, predicted price for the current time frame, and you based on this kind of historic data, you see when it reaches to the top red trend line, and typically it will not break through this top trend line. For example, this one is break through this a little bit, exceeded a little bit, but finally it will still move down and then fluctuate in the lower band. And you see these tips when it increase to this red trend line, and it's almost touch this, and then finally it will have the price reversal. And you can see in this kind of region, you see all these 6 trend lines have the increasing trend. So that means it has a very strong increasing momentum. So typically during this kind of a very strong increasing momentum and the increasing trend, and the stock price typically are fluctuating around or among between this kind of yellow trend lines. So that means when it moves to this top price region, typically means it has a much stronger increasing momentum to increase it to this kind of top high price region. So in this region, and generally when it decreases to a yellow trend line or even the bottom yellow trend line, so it typically have the good potential to still increase to a higher price. But once it fall down below this bottom yellow trend line, is typically will try to find the next support of a blue trend line. So you see for all this kind of daily high, when it reaches to this top red trend line, and it started to have the flow, the price reversal, and started to decrease. So you see it matches very well. And these trend lines are predicted price because it generated just after the first data point was received, but before all other price are known. So that means it's predicted price. For this model, high-low pro, and all this kind of high and low are matched very well. I mean, generally very well. I can guarantee it matches every time frame or every fluctuation. But generally, it have a very good high probability to match all this high and low. So this is a high and low price model, and this model has been optimized to be almost perfect. So it's a very good model to have this kind of a prediction function. So another model is the predict model that I have used it to predict the next week's high and low, or early next week's high and low in many videos I loaded to YouTube, Uping stock trend prediction YouTube channel. So this prediction model also have 6 trend lines, and the yellow trend lines and the blue trend lines. So if it's all these trend lines are increasing trend, having increasing trend, so it have a very good chance to increase. And also, so in this region it's good to buy at low, but if in this region there's a more risk if you buy it during this region. So in this region, so the general trend is decreasing. So for this week it have a big drop from opened a little bit below this blue trend line. So because it already shown this the very strong decreasing trend in the previous chart. So this prediction model, so all these tips are already generated and will not be changed. That's a predicted target high and target low for the next time frame if the current time frame is completed. So when the next time frame, when the stock market starts, and when the first data is received, and then it fluctuates in this region, and all these tips becomes the target high and the target low for that current time frame. So it will not change for this predicted target high and target low, and then the next the predicted target high and target low for the next time frame will also be automatically generated and finalized when the current time frame is completed. So this prediction model has the capability of predict the target high and target low for the current time frame, and also predict the target high and target low for the next time frame. So it has additional capability. As another model, trade map model. This model will generate some big milestones, so it's a very good tool to do some kind of mid-term or long-term trade. So for example, if this is have some kind of a red dot, and that means it have a very strong decreasing momentum, decreasing trend, and this kind of big yellow dots, that's also have a strong resistance. So if it can't break through this, and then it will tend to decrease to the next level, try to find a support. And for example, for this day, you see for this day, when it opened here a little bit above this small blue dot, and but it can't exceed it, can't increase to this dot, and then that means it will have a strong decreasing trend, and especially it's also open low. So for this kind of situation, it will have a very strong decreasing momentum, and once it decreased below this dot, this support, and then it will have a very strong decreasing trend, and then it doesn't even have a support at the bottom. So that means it will have a very strong decreasing momentum and decreasing trend. And you see for all this kind of decreasing, and it has a kind of a continuation or carryover from this kind of a decreasing momentum and a decreasing trend, and especially there's some red dot there. So that means it is very difficult to exceed this kind of red dot or break through this kind of resistance, and then it will have a very strong decreasing trend, and even decrease the continuous have a continuous decreasing trend. And you see right now, this is today, this is Friday, August 18th, 2023. And it opened here, and it tried to increase, but it's also very hard to increase, and it also struggled here. But generally, it looks like it's temporarily was supported and holded at above this 215. So you see this red dot is here. So next week it will still try to push up to this red dot and try to find this red dot and try to see if it can break through this resistance. So it will have some kind of a struggle around this red dot, and still have a tendency to drop even down to after it reaches to this red dot, and they still have a high probability to even drop it down to this blue dot to try to find another support. So this basically, this kind of a model, all this kind of a model automatically generate all those kind of effective target high and target low. That's basically the effective resistance and the support, and all this kind of stock price fluctuate, and will tend to try to find a support. And if it reaches to the resistance level, if it can break through that resistance level, and then it will start to decrease. But if it has very strong increasing momentum, it can break through this kind of a resistance and can stand there and be holded, and then it will try to move up to the next level, upper level resistance level. So all this kind of effective resistance support are generated by this prediction model. So currently, based on what I know, for the current market, there's almost not a similar tool or prediction tool have this kind of a prediction function, and also have the very accurate prediction. You see all this matches the resistance very well, and matches this support very well, and started to have a price reversal. So I think, based on what I know, there's no other tools that can perform like this, have this kind of accuracy and the predict function, and many people may manually draw some kind of lines, trend lines, based on the previous high or low or historic data, but they manually draw it. It is hard, and also it may not be very accurate, and many people may use some kind of moving average or trend lines to try to guess the trend of the stock price, but those kind of moving average generally are not very accurate. It's typically just have some kind of a range. It's above some kind of moving average, or it's below a certain moving average, so it can't just very accurately predict the exact high or low, but this kind of a model are very good for this kind of a high-low pro model. So for this high, when it reaches to this top red trend line, it started to decrease the price. It matches very well generally, and all this kind of a weekly chart also matches very well. You see all this increasing trend region, and when it touches this top red trend line, it started to decrease the price, and it matches very well, so well. And when it drops down to this blue trend line, it started to increase. So this kind of a blue weekly chart for Apple, for all this, you see all this, for example, in this region, it matches so well. So many people don't know when to start to sell, because when it increases to this region, if you don't sell it at this price, and when it started to decrease, that will also cause some kind of additional loss. But generally, in this kind of region, when it's all 6 trend lines will have a very strong increasing trend, and generally in this region, even though you don't sell, and you still have a chance to reach to a higher price and have a good sale. If you are interested in this kind of tools, you are welcome to subscribe Uping Stock Trend Prediction channel, or purchase this kind of tools in upingstock.com. So